Welcome to Info Pulse Hub. The 2024 U.S. elections are just around the corner, and they're shaping up to be one of the most significant in recent history. With the stakes higher than ever, both nationally and globally, this election is set to influence not only the immediate future but also the trajectory of the United States for decades to come. Whether you're tuning in from the U.S. or abroad, understanding the key players, the critical issues at hand, and the potential outcomes is essential. Today, we're breaking down the key issues, the major candidates, and what's really at stake as America heads to the polls. This election will touch every aspect of American life, from the economy and healthcare to climate change and international relations. It's not just about who will sit in the Oval Office for the next 4 years. It's about shaping the very fabric of American society. Let's dive into the details and see what the 2024 U.S. elections mean for the future. Let's start by examining the major candidates who are vying for the presidency in 2024. On the Republican side, former President Donald Trump remains the frontrunner, continuing to command a strong base of supporters. Trump's America First agenda, which includes promises of economic nationalism and strict immigration policies, resonates deeply with many in the GOP. His candidacy, however, is not without controversy, as he faces ongoing legal challenges related to his business practices and the events of January 6, 2021. On the Democratic side, Vice President Kamala Harris has emerged as the party's nominee after President Joe Biden withdrew from the race in late July 2024. Harris' campaign focuses on continuing the Biden administration's policies, particularly in areas like healthcare reform, climate change action, and social justice. Harris is positioning herself as a unifying figure, aiming to rally the Democratic base and appeal to moderate voters across the country. Recently, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who had been running as an independent, suspended his campaign and announced his support for Donald Trump. Although he will remain on the ballot in most states, he is actively working to remove his name from ballots in key battleground states. This endorsement adds an interesting twist to the race, potentially consolidating support behind Trump from voters who were initially inclined towards Kennedy. The 2024 election is shaping up to be a battleground over several key issues that will define the future of the country. Let's start with the economy, which remains at the forefront of voters' concerns. With inflation impacting the cost of living, debates over how to stimulate job growth, reduce income inequality, and manage government spending will be critical. The Republican candidates are likely to advocate for tax cuts, deregulation, and a focus on American energy independence, while Democrats will emphasize economic equity, support for the middle class, and investments in green energy as pathways to sustainable growth. Healthcare is another pivotal issue. The ongoing effects of the COVID-19 pandemic have highlighted both the strengths and weaknesses of the U.S. healthcare system. Access to affordable healthcare, the future of the Affordable Care Act, and strategies to handle future pandemics will be central to the 2024 debate. Democrats are expected to push for expanded access and potentially revisiting discussions on universal healthcare, while Republicans may focus on reducing costs through market-based solutions and limiting federal government involvement in healthcare. Climate change remains a top priority, especially for younger voters. The candidates' stances on environmental policies, the transition to renewable energy, and commitments to international climate agreements will play a significant role in shaping public opinion. The divide between the parties is stark. While Democrats generally support aggressive action to combat climate change, including rejoining and strengthening international accords, many Republicans prioritize economic growth and energy independence, often advocating for a more gradual transition that protects jobs in traditional energy sectors. Immigration policy will also be a crucial issue in the 2024 election. The ongoing debate over border security, the status of undocumented immigrants, and the path to citizenship for Dreamers remains unresolved. Republicans are likely to emphasize stricter border controls and enforcement, while Democrats may advocate for comprehensive immigration reform that includes protections for those already living in the U.S. The candidates' positions on these issues will resonate with different segments of the electorate, particularly in key battleground states. Social justice issues, including racial equity, criminal justice reform, and voting rights, are expected to be highly contentious topics. The nation continues to grapple with the aftermath of high-profile incidents of police violence, the Black Lives Matter movement, and efforts to address systemic racism. How the candidates propose to tackle these issues, whether through legislation, executive action, or community initiatives, will be closely watched by voters. Foreign policy is another key area where the 2024 election will have significant implications. The U.S.'s role on the global stage, relations with key allies and adversaries, and the approach to ongoing conflicts and international challenges like cybersecurity and nuclear proliferation will be major points of discussion. The next president's decisions will shape not only America's foreign relations, but also its national security and global influence. The outcome of the 2024 election will have profound implications for the direction of the United States. A victory for either party will shape the country's domestic policies and influence its international standing. The decisions made by voters in November will determine how the U.S. addresses the challenges of the 21st century, from economic recovery to climate change, and how it navigates a rapidly changing global landscape. The stakes could not be higher. Beyond the presidency, this election will also impact Congress and the Supreme Court, affecting legislation, judicial appointments, and the balance of power across the federal government. The midterm elections in 2022 showed us just how pivotal every vote can be, and the 2024 election is expected to be even more consequential. With control of the Senate and House of Representatives potentially up for grabs, the outcome could either empower or hinder the next president's agenda. As the election approaches, it's more important than ever for voters to stay informed, engage in the democratic process, and make their voices heard. The 2024 election is not just about choosing a leader, it's about deciding the future direction of the United States. The choices made in this election could reverberate for decades to come, influencing everything from the economy to the environment, healthcare to international relations. In the end, the 2024 election is about more than just policies and politicians. It's about the people of the United States and the legacy they want to leave for future generations. Your vote is your voice, and in 2024, every voice will count. Thank you for watching. We hope this video has provided you with valuable insights into what's at stake in the 2024 U.S. elections. As we move closer to Election Day, staying informed is crucial. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates and in-depth analysis on the key issues and candidates. Remember, your vote matters, and together, we can shape the future of our country. See you next time.